From the Information Center at First Coast News, this is Good Morning Jacksonville at 4:30.
Well, here are the three things you need to know as you wake up on this chilly Friday morning. Number one, Donald Smith in court set to go to get a new lawyer.
All right, plus number two, doctors releasing new information on Bobby Christina's condition, what they plan to do now.
And number three this morning, the Oscars just days away, and that means the statues, of course, must be ready to go. We'll take you behind the scenes and show you how those coveted little guys are made.
I don't think I've ever seen that before, the process of actually making an Oscar. I wonder how much an individual one is worth. Can't wait to see how that works.
It's priceless to who wins it.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, good morning, everyone. Lou Turner here with you. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday so far. It's early in your Friday.
Hey, we made it through the cold, though, too.
We sure did.
We hope you'll be just fine, too, this morning.
Just the fact that it's Friday is going to warm us all to our core. Right, Steve Smith, who joins us with the look at that 26 degrees.
I'm warm already because maybe I misunderstood you. Was that our Oscar that they were making there?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We each got one.
Well, overall, I've got good news because the majority of the weekend is really going to be warm. It's just that this part of the weekend is still very cold. 26 degrees on the outside, northwest wind at 7. Keep in mind that northwest wind because we're 28 Palatka, 29 Beaches in St. Augustine, 26 on the north side. By the way, the record today is 28, so we broke the record about 1 o'clock this morning. 27 Waycross, 25 Brunswick. Now, as we factor in that light wind, it feels like it's actually in the low 20s, and it feels like it's in the teens from Cecil Field to Lake Butler. Bottom line is, when your temperature falls into the 20s, you're just cold. I'm looking at Doppler radar right now. No problems here. But you know what? Come late Sunday, we might have to start looking back at Doppler radar. Talk a little more about that at about 4:42. But for today, very, very slowly starting to warm up. 28 by 8 o'clock, 10:35 by noon 42. We should max out at about 47, maybe 48 degrees today, and then really jump in the temperatures tomorrow. All right, let's go back to the news desk.
Hey, we appreciate it. Hey, look at this guy right here, staying warm by the fireplace.
How sweet.
Everybody sent us their pictures yesterday with using the hashtag FCNBurr. 3 R's. 3 R's. Ding, ding, ding. Please do some more today because it's even colder. So I wonder how Fido's doing this morning.
I think he's probably still chilling by the fireplace.
Right there.
Not bad life.
No, not at all. All right, so yesterday morning on Good Morning Jacksonville, Jacob Long was live showing us about some of the scarves that a woman had been leaving around Jacksonville.
Yeah, which is very sweet. Well, we caught up with the lady who is responsible for doing this. Michelle Chance Sangthong calls it scarf bombing. She leaves more than just scarves, though. She says she's left about 250 scarves, 185 hats, and more than 200 pairs of gloves. This is an effort that started a year ago, primarily to help the homeless. The hats and gloves are either donated or purchased, but she still makes every single scarf you see by hand.
What a nice gesture.
I know.
All right, time 4:32. In other news this morning, Donald Smith is going to be back in court today. The registered sex offender is accused of killing 8-year-old Cherish Periwinkle, you'll remember. Today is a pretrial hearing, and it's expected to appoint a new lawyer for Smith, whose previous public defender filed an appeal to remove himself from that case. The lawyer cited a conflict of interest as a reason. Also new this morning, authorities are now saying a shooting threat at St. Mary's Middle School is not credible. However, there will be additional patrol officers around that area today. This all stems from a note written in a girls' bathroom stall earlier this week. I know Patty was hearing a lot about this coming directly to her email address. So several parents telling us they're going to keep their children home from school just to be on the safe side.
And there will be, as Lou mentioned, more police presence there at the middle school today. Well, a coroner says a mix-up at the state crime lab in Georgia led a family to bury the wrong body. The Burke County coroner says the man's body was not returned after an autopsy. Instead, another body was mistakenly buried during the closed casket service back in December. Now, the coroner says she learned of the mistake this month when the GBI chief, a medical examiner, called to say that they still had the body at their lab. Well, right now, a 21-year-old St. Johns County man is in jail after he was arrested in the hit-and-run death of a bicyclist recently. Garrison Highsmith was arrested following an almost 3-month investigation. According to the sheriff's office, he hit 26-year-old Madison Meyer as Meyer rode his bike on Hilltop Road. This is back in November. Highsmith was arrested yesterday and booked into the jail on $225,000 bond.
All right, new developments this morning. Yesterday, we were telling you live about a sailor who had gone AWOL after escaping custody there. Well, he turned himself in yesterday. That's according to an attorney for Anthony Telemac Jr. He claims Telemac turned himself into the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office last night. He was originally taken into custody on Tuesday by Orange Park Police for allegedly having marijuana in his vehicle. All right, Mark Dixon, chairman of the Pierce County Board of Education in Georgia, resigned yesterday. Last July, the sheriff's office began investigating Dixon for allegations of child molestation and sexual assault. We spoke to Dixon over the phone. He denied all these allegations and said he resigned because he did not want a black cloud over the Board of Education. The sheriff turned in his department's report to the district attorney's office. They said the statute of limitations prevents them from prosecuting Dixon.
Continuing coverage this morning, the widow of a former Bradford County Sheriff's deputy seeking legal action in her husband's death. Wiley Clark died last June after being in a head-on crash involving a Walmart truck on US 301 in Hawthorne. FHP says its investigation of the crash is still open. The lawsuit claims Swift Transportation allowed their driver to be behind the wheel after working 65 hours in 1 week, with only 16 hours in between to go home and get some rest.
We need to send a message to these companies that these big trucks can't go speeding through our little towns, that people are going to get hurt and people are going to get killed.
A Walmart spokesperson says the truck driver was never employed by them and that he works for Swift Transportation. We reached out to the transportation company for comment, but we have not heard back just yet. New information this morning, a suspect who led police on a high-speed chase before crashing his car into the front of a gas station says he was under the influence of drugs. Corey Jones claims he took 4 ecstasy pills before leading police on a chase that started on Dunn Avenue Wednesday night. Police say they were trying to stop Jones because he was driving recklessly. Now, during the chase, officers say Jones jumped out of the car he was in and hopped into another one, continuing the chase. They say he then crashed the car into the front window of a gas station. Jones is now facing over a dozen charges, including fleeing police, DUI, and possession of a controlled substance.
Yesterday, state lawmakers had a pivotal decision in giving several sports teams in Florida tax dollars for different projects. But instead, they punted. They're going to make the decision at a later date. Sports jokes, folks. One of those stadiums in question is Everbank Field. The Jags are requesting state funding to pay for upgrades. They received the second highest score among the 4 applicants applying for the funding. Lawmakers are able to give out up to $7 million in all to spread amongst the teams. We'll have to wait until March to see if they're going to give any money out at all. A brief appearance by former President Bill Clinton yesterday in Jacksonville. Mr. Clinton attended an event for Mayor Alvin Brown at Everbank. He told the crowd that Mayor Brown deserves 4 more years as mayor. The mayor worked for the Clinton White House, you'll remember.
Well, the Beaches Family Walk and Fun Festival now just 2 weeks away. The event will take place at the Seawalk Pavilion in Jacksonville Beach on March 7th. All the proceeds will benefit the Schulzbacher Beaches Clinic. Registrations open at 8 in the morning with the walk starting at 9. Meteorologist Mike Prangley will MC the event.
Oh, yeah.
So come on out and enjoy, and Keith and Nelson will be there as well.
Great.
All right. Well, an update now on local conjoined twins, Carter and Connor. Doctors now have Connor on a ventilator and say that he's battling an illness. He stopped breathing for a moment overnight, and they continue to keep a close eye on Carter's weight. Doctors tell us he's gaining less weight than Connor, and an early separation surgery is still an option. So we'll keep you posted on how they're doing and when that surgery might be. Coming up next on Good Morning Jacksonville, Gus Bradley talks NFL Combine and getting more wins for our Jaguars. What he said about the team's progress.
We need some wins, right? Gosh.
Few
Plus,
W's.
new developments in Bobby Christina's condition, what doctors have now decided.
All right. Yeah, I'm right here. Good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Steve Smith. Thank you, Patty. All right, it's Friday. Everybody's feeling good. We're trying to help one another out here. I'm looking at Doppler radar. Don't worry about that. We're just keeping tabs on the thermometer because most of the area in the 20s. We even have a freeze at the beach this morning. So by 7 a.m., 26. By 11, 39. We're maxing out in the upper 40s today. Then tonight, a little bit of a warming trend. Now, overnight tonight, it's going to be warmer than we've seen the past couple of nights. And watch for late night frost. We've got frost out there now. Overnight low 35 inland, 41 at the beaches. And that's just leading us up to a weekend. The rest of the weekend outside of today, it's really going to be more like what you expect around here. 69 on Saturday, 77 on Sunday. But then we're going to have to watch everything to the west because we've got a system coming in that could impact us next week. 26 on the north side at the National Weather Service. We broke the record of 28, 29 at I-10 and 295, 28 degrees Jacksonville Beach, 29-30 Arlington and Beauclair, 34 degrees at NAS Jax Orange Park. We've got St. Augustine at 29-30 Switzerland, 25 McClenny, and we've got 23 degrees in Waycross this morning. Let's go back to the news desk.
All right, thank you, Steve. Well, the on-field workouts at the NFL Combine still another day away, but head coaches and general managers from around the league took questions from reporters. And Jaguars head coach Gus Bradley was asked about our team's progress or lack thereof under his leadership.
Bradley says he and his team's top brass. Their plan is coming together, and they're right on time, according to Bradley, but they know it is time now to win more games.
We've got a young group of guys. I think, you know, when Dave and I and Shad got together, we kind of came up with this whole plan or this process that we were putting together, and I think we're right on schedule as far as the youth of our team. We have some younger players. You know, we've added in some veterans. I think we signed 7 free agents last year that all helped us tremendously in what we're trying to build. So I think we need to take the next step now.
All right, there's Gus Bradley. In your other sports news now, this is pretty cool. University of Georgia Bulldogs going to open the 2016 college football season at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. They're going to do it against the University of North Carolina Tar Heels.
That's going to be awesome.
It's going to be cool.
Yeah. The Dogs and the Tar Heels will play in the Chick-fil-A kickoff game September 3rd. This will be the second appearance for both teams in the season launching game, which has been played annually since 2008, matching teams from the ACC and the SEC. And still to come on Good Morning Jacksonville, letting go on this winter weather, if we could only do that, while a police department in Kentucky searching for Queen Elsa from Frozen.
Oh, the Oscars are Sunday, right? And workers in Chicago already hard at work. Coming up, we're going to show you how they make the famous statues. Oh my goodness, look at that classic footage.
And here is a live look outside. We have something beautiful that's frozen. Yes. It was courtesy of David Graham. He made this for us. We debuted it last night at 11, and look, it's still standing this morning. That's proof it's below freezing out there. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. It is 4:45. Even though it's freezing out there, there's a lot of folks up and working. I believe they're laying the track right now for Monster Jam.
Monster Jam on Saturday. What a big time. Jacob Long going to be live from Everbank with the preparations. Going to get some great behind-the-scenes access here, beginning at 5, and then the rest of Good Morning Jacksonville as well.
Yeah, one of the biggest events in our area, actually.
Oh, yes.
Okay, in your world news, Turkey and the United States signed an agreement to train and arm Syrian rebels fighting the radical Islamic group known as ISIS. The Turkish government said the training by American and Turkish soldiers could begin as early as next month at the base in the city of Kırşehir. Now, the U.S. said the primary goal is to go after ISIS militants, but Turkish officials have suggested that the trained rebels could also target the Syrian government regime. Scientists have discovered a method of blocking HIV in animals, and that could one day lead to an AIDS vaccine. The new compound, which stops a virus attaching to healthy cells, completely protected for monkeys who were repeatedly exposed to HIV for nearly a year. The next step will be to test the compound in monkeys already infected with HIV and then begin clinical trials in humans.
All right, continuing coverage this morning on Bobby Christina's fight to stay alive. Doctors have now removed her breathing tube. She's the daughter of Whitney Houston, and she's been hospitalized since late January when she was found unconscious in a bathtub in her Georgia home. Now, a family source says her condition remains unchanged, and this does not indicate any decision about her life support per se. Doctors say this is a normal procedure, usually when patients are expected to be on a ventilator for more than a few days.
Well, a new study reveals the diets of people around the world are getting worse instead of better. Researchers looked at the eating habits of almost 90% of the global population between 1990 and 2010. Although people did consume more healthy foods like fish, vegetables, and whole grains, they ate even larger amounts of junk food. People living in high-income countries, older adults, and women were the most likely to eat nutritious foods. Now, the U.S. had increases in the amount of healthy and unhealthy foods eaten, so a little bit of both.
It's happening again. Sharknado 2.
Can't wait. Sharknado 3 coming to a screen near you. The Sci-Fi Channel's mega hit movie has already started filming this week at Universal Orlando Resort. Locals have even been cast as the theme park customers and soldiers for the third installment. Okay. No word yet on when the disaster film will actually air, but I just can't wait.
Is it a disaster film, or is it like a disaster of a film?
It's disastrously funny. That's the way I look at it.
I'd say
we love to watch these things and see all the funny ways they
do. We love to watch
sharks.
them.
I do. I think they're hilarious.
Good for you. Yeah, you're a better person than me.
Fun to make fun of.
That's right. Director Tim Burton is coming back to Florida to make movie magic. Burton is returning to the Tampa area decades after filming Edward Scissorhands. Did you know that? Burton will be in Hillsborough and Pinellas counties this weekend shooting Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I'm sorry, the movie is going to star Samuel L. Jackson. The movie is based on the best-selling novel about a 16-year-old boy who follows clues, which leads him to a mysterious island. There you go. All right, seeing Girl Scouts delivering cookies door-to-door, common sight. But not on a frozen lake in Minnesota.
Not your average delivery.
No,
okay.
it is not.
Tooth-savvy sales girls are not letting the cold weather keep them from making their sales. We should get a special badge for that.
Sure,
Fishermen on the lake were shocked to see the 10-year-old girls, though, pushing cookies in a sleigh, but they think the idea is kind of brilliant.
Brilliant.
I think it's a great idea, though. Yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, ice fishermen are always looking for, snacks. Why not?
There you go, always looking for a snack. No word on how many boxes the girls sold this way, but one thing is for sure, the girls are definitely thinking outside the box, the ice box maybe.
Cute.
Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky. Let it go, let it go. You'll never see me cry.
Well, it seems like Mother Nature not willing to let go of this bitter cold, but one Kentucky police department having a little fun with the weather. The department issued an all-points bulletin on Facebook for Queen Elsa from Frozen. The popular Disney character is said to be very dangerous and is known to burst into the song Let It Go. The police department later posted that it was all in good fun. The post has already received more than 100 likes, maybe more by now, I would think. So.
First they go after Punxsutawney Phil, now Elsa. My gosh, who's next? Santa Claus, I'm telling you. It's the most recognized award in the world, of course, and it's made right there in Chicago. I didn't know that.
I didn't either. Every winner holding an Oscar, putting American workers in the spotlight. Here is David Muir.
In the shadow of the Hollywood Hills, they're rolling out the red carpet, they're peeling off the plastic, they're getting ready for Hollywood's biggest night. The faces are famous.
Tom Hanks,
Julia Roberts.
Halle Berry.
Denzel Washington,
Matthew McConaughey.
But tonight, we celebrate not the stars, not yet. Instead, the factory workers in snowy Chicago, behind something key, something those lucky stars will walk off with. That's right, every year since 1983, R.S. Owens and Company behind the Oscar. And who was the first Best Actress to take theirs home?
Marvelous Meryl Streep.
Of course, it was Meryl Streep. And of course, it's the American worker behind the Oscar. And this is how it's done at that factory in Chicago. First, they pour the alloy Britannia into the mold. Next, the hammering, removing it from the mold. Making sure Oscar is dust-free. A little sanding, even giving the top a little shine. Then it's plated in copper, silver, and 24-karat gold. Not bad at 8.5 pounds, 13.5 inches tall. Just waiting for the winners tonight. Louise White has been working here for 41 years now. That's a best supporting role.
I know that I did that, and there isn't anyone in the world who doesn't know what an Oscar is.
And as they put them in the bag, sending them to L.A., the workers here know that on Oscar night, Chicago wins too.
When you see them on TV, you know, holding them up like, wow, you know. And I believe that this company makes the best figures in the world.
The best figures for the best actors, the best movie. All still a mystery tonight, but one thing is not: where Oscar is made.
That's cool.
It is. I love those stories.
Well, we'll solve the mystery now. We're going to tell you who we think is going to win Best Picture, and that's going to come to fruition. We'll just record this, and then on Monday we'll see.
I don't know
who's right.
yet. I'm still thinking.
You don't have a.
I don't know. Who do you think?
I'm just gonna go with a dark horse here.
What?
I'm gonna go with an underdog. I'm gonna say Whiplash.
Really?
I'm gonna say
See,
Whiplash.
I haven't seen a lot of them, so I don't think I can officially weigh in.
Right. I've only seen. I haven't seen American Sniper, but I mean the hype would suggest American Sniper will probably win with the hype and the money it's made and how good of a film it is according to critics. And
Perhaps. I did like that one and Imitation Game. Yeah. Those are, two of my favorites from the year. But I've got to see the others to be fair. So, okay.
Also, we're going to have Monday after the Oscars, we're going to break down fashion. And I'm a fashion expert.
Well, everybody likes to talk about what the ladies are wearing, even the guys. So we're going to have a fashion expert come on our show to discuss some of the best and worst dress to see what everybody's talking about.
Surely.
That's always fun.
It is.
All right, the snow is still falling all over the U.S. except here, of course, but it's not a problem for a red panda. In fact, he seems to enjoy it. The red panda frolics. There he is, frolicking in the snow.
Is that what frolicking is?
That is so cute at the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden. Just having a little, I think that is frolicking.
A blast, or is he just mad? It's like,
Red panda or big raccoon?
I don't know if he's, look at him.
He's cute. He's okay.
Oh my, I could look at that all day.
I say that's cute.
Well, I have to tell you, my dog really likes the cold weather. And we had to take extraordinarily long walks last night because he did not want to come back.
Oh, he likes the refreshing?
He likes the cold.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's built up all that fur and finally said, oh, now weather for me. Okay.
I think it's fat that he's got on. It's keeping him warm.
Well,
Mama's been feeding him too much. Sorry.
Well, hey, we've all put on a couple of pounds here. Not Patty though.
No, I have.
Patty always looks good. 26 degrees on the outside, north-northwest wind at 7. I need to get outside and do a few laps myself. All right, now it's 26. We broke the record, but a couple of days ago the record was 18. I'm glad we didn't break that record. It's still cold out there. When the freeze reaches the beaches, you are in trouble. 29, St. Augustine, most of the area in the 20s. But when you factor in that wind, it feels like it's near 20 or in the teens. So it's just cold out there. That's the main thing we can say. Doppler radar, nice and dry. Doppler radar is going to stay that way. Here's the thing. Big, strong area of high pressure covering everything east of the Mississippi. So cold, you betcha. Freeze advisories all the way down to South Florida. For us, slow warm up. Now, we're only going into the upper 40s today, so it's still going to be chilly out there. Tomorrow, after the morning frost, temperatures are going to shoot up. We're going to be well into the 60s, so that's going to be kind of mild. But if you notice, across Georgia, Alabama, there seems to be something brewing there. Usually when we warm up, that means there's some moisture nearby. Slight chance of rain on Sunday, but now we're going to be in the upper 70s. Let's go to the 7-day forecast, folks. All right, so it's 47 today, 69 tomorrow, 77 Sunday, and it looks like a good chance for rain coming in Wednesday, guys.
All right, Steve, we look forward to that warm-up, though.
Oh, yes, don't we ever. Okay, straight ahead on Good Morning Jacksonville, a baby picture. This little girl will never forget how her mom kind of spiced up the photo.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
All right, coming up at 5 o'clock, cold, of course, but it will not stop the Monster Jam from heating up the First Coast. Jacob Long is live with what we can expect. Keep it tight.
Okay. Okay, good. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh, must-see stuff here this morning at 4:58. Hope you're doing well this morning. All right, so we've all had some baby photo moments that perhaps we're not so proud of.
Right.
I know I've got a handful.
Yeah, I've got more than that. But we have one we want to show you right now, and this baby may never be able to forget this. Little Gabriel's mother decided to spice up his baby's photos by using a photoshopping app called YouCam Makeup. The app allows you to add hair and makeup to your photos. I'm not sure why.
No, I don't know either.
I don't know.
But okay.
I don't know.
Cute.
Right? I don't even
Cute?
think it's cute. I think it's just downright scary.
Okay.
Okay, well, you know it's not too early to start getting ready for April Fools. Never. If you're
Never.
planning, if you're a little prankster like
Every
Blue
day
Turner.
is April Fool's
well,
for me.
Yeah, some people in Venice Beach have already gotten started.
Two pranksters have come together to bring you the teddy bear scare. One man dresses up as a bear and it sits motionless in a chair as people take pictures with him. But the reactions when the bear finally moves, priceless. Oh my God, are they grinding? That's nice.
Wow.
Look at that.
Okay.
Bear can move. Kind of makes me nervous though. Hey, let me tell you something.
He's lucky he didn't get punched though.
If
you know, some
that's
people's
exactly what is.
reactions, you know,
that's what I was going to say.
I guess he's willing to take that risk.
Yeah, but I mean, he's in a big fluffy bear costume. He gets punched. What's going to happen? It's going to be comfortable.
Okay, there you go. He's
That's
probably
it for
nice and warm,
4:30.
and we hope you're nice and warm because we're having some freezing temps out there. We'll be right back with more news in just a moment.
The desk froze. What? How?
I know.
From the studios of NBC 12 and ABC 25, this is Good Morning Jacksonville at 5.
You right now, we hoped and are wishing for the temperatures to climb, and it looks like they will, but they are dropping still here on the First Coast and nationally. How other states are handling the freezing temps with more frozen temperatures to come. Plus, changes are coming to your school lunches. Why you may want to pay attention to what your child is eating during school hours if you weren't already. And are you still on track with your 2015 fitness resolutions? We break down 3 common workout mistakes that you may be making. Those stories and much, much more. Good morning, Jacksonville is right this minute.
That's right. And it is officially freezing out there,
Yes.
folks. In case you're wondering as you try to get out of bed this morning.
Chilly.
Yeah, we have reached that point, below it in some areas this morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday morning.
Talking
We appreciate
about
you.
record-breaking temps, we've got the whole team here to help us out. Katie Jeffries, of course, looking at our morning drive to work. We continue team coverage on this ice storm hitting the nation. Lisa has a look at how firefighters are preparing when the temperatures drop here locally as well. She's down in St. Johns County. Perhaps the frigid conditions affecting their resources and just the way that they prepare overnight. Lindsay is tracking how the nation is handling the cold, and of course Steve Smith, he's right here as always, ready to look at our forecast. How are we doing so far this morning, Steve?
You already said it, cold. You know it's cold when it's in the 20s, even at the beaches. That's what we've got right now. Officially at the National Weather Service, 26 degrees. We've got a little bit of a breeze going, but upper 20s, St. Augustine, mid-20s at Waycross. We've got 28, Palatka, 29, Arlington, just about everybody in the 20s at this point. But when we factor in the wind, it feels like it's just above 20, and then as you go out to Lake City, it feels like it's in the teens, and that's the thing. It's still very cold out there. But start thinking warm thoughts. Today's going to be the transition day. We're dry on radar. Now, we're not going to feel a whole lot of transition this morning. We're just going to feel that big-time cold. 28 by 8 o'clock. Now, we've got the freeze advisories. Most of them should be gone by 9, because by 10, we're up to 35. 42 by noon. Maxing out at about 48 degrees today. Then tonight, overnight, patchy frost. There's some frost on the ground this morning. We'll see patchy frost overnight. 35 inland, 41 at the beaches, and tomorrow afternoon, the temperature really takes off. All right, we'll talk about that in a second. Right now, let's go back to the news team.
So much. Your time right now, 5:02. We're tracking the frigid conditions in our local neighborhoods this morning.
That's right. First Coast News' Lisa Robbins joins us live from the St. Johns County Fire Department with more on how they're dealing with everything. Good morning, Lisa.
Patty, Lewis, hey, good morning. So we are live just off Lewis Speedway here in St. Johns County. And, you know, on my drive in, I passed one of those Bikram yoga studios. Apparently that's hot yoga. I've never done it before, but the thought of it sounds absolutely incredible because it is so cold here. This is like my worst nightmare, being in these kinds of chilly conditions. I want to show you something though. A little bit of relief, I guess you could say. You know, yesterday we were colder than Alaska, and I want to show you the current temperature in Anchorage, Alaska, 21 degrees. I think when I was on my way to St. Augustine, St. Johns County, Steve said it was around 29 degrees here. So again, it's a little bit warmer than Anchorage, Alaska. And all I am looking forward to this weekend is the warm up. Now, as you guys mentioned, we are live right here in front of the St. Johns County Fire Rescue. And this is Station 12. It's right next to the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. And in just a few minutes, we're going to head inside and see how the guys who've been working, you know, all night, how they're doing. I had a chance to talk to the PIO briefly, and he tells me they have not received any calls overnight, so that is definitely good news. This is a very busy time of year for the firefighters, so we're getting ready to head inside of Station 12, and we'll have a live interview coming up in about 30 minutes. We are live in St. Johns County. Lisa Robbins, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Poor Lisa. You know what I mean? She's sitting there, she's trying to
Somebody
jump to
bring her
stay
some
warm.
coffee.
Someone do some hot yoga with her, for heaven's sakes. If you or someone you know looking for a nearby cold shelter, here's a tip for you. Text the word shelter plus your zip code to 4 FEMA, which is there on your screen, 43362. All right, let's get a check of our traffic. Let's check in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center with Katie Jeffries. Good morning, Katie. How are we doing out there?
Good morning, everybody. It is cold outside, very, very cold, so hopefully your car heater is running. We only got really one issue that's blocking up your roadway. We've got some power lines that are hanging low in the 2300 block of Phillips Highway. That's very close to where, if you're traveling up Phillips, you would maybe take the exit there to get onto Atlantic. That's kind of where this is. So the northbound lanes there are blocked, and one southbound lane is blocked as you go through that area as they try and fix those power lines. So try and avoid that area if you can. Live look outside. Our interstates are looking good. Just a little bit of construction, and we will go over that coming up in about 10 minutes. Back to you.
All right, thank you. But stay warm in your cars this morning as
Yeah.
best as you can.
That's the trick. Seat warmers. Not unusual to see Girl Scouts setting up shop at the neighborhood grocery store, of course. They're over at my Publix right now.
Yeah, they take advantage of the situation. People coming in, everyone's Girl
Have
Scout
some
cookies.
spare change, sure.
Well, in Minnesota, where people embrace the winter weather, some enterprising scouts use the cold to their advantage. That's right.
I think it's a great idea, though. I mean, for sure. I mean, ice fishermen are always looking for, snacks. Why not?
Why not? Exactly. Well, the two intrepid 10-year-olds saw an opportunity on the ice just to the north of the Twin Cities, a captive audience, and the most work you have to do is putting on the layers for the sales pitch. The afternoon temperatures in that area have been in the single digits, wind chills below zero, so little Thin Mints, I'm sure.
That'll go a long
Yeah,
way.
they're happy to see
Refreshing.
the Girl Scouts. Well, the federal government updated the nutritional guidelines. They've been doing that off and on, over the years.
Sure. Reporter Erica Edwards has more on what this could mean for school lunches.
Order the eggs, but hold the bacon. New proposed federal nutrition guidelines no longer recommend people limit their intake of dietary cholesterol. It turns out cholesterol in food does not always impact cholesterol circulating in our bloodstream.
The cholesterol that you consume in your diet only represents about 15 or 20% of circulating cholesterol in the blood.
That means foods like eggs and shellfish may be back in favor. They're higher in cholesterol but low in saturated fat, which is linked to heart disease. The report finds 117 million Americans have a preventable chronic disease related to poor diet and lack of exercise, and attempts to get Americans away from the typical American diet.
The main point of the guidelines is to get consumers to eat more fruits and vegetables, eat more fiber, to cut down on refined sugars.
The experts also suggest cutting back on refined grains and processed meats. Alcohol and caffeine are fine in moderation for adults, but the report suggests kids steer clear of caffeine, especially energy drinks. While the guidelines will help adults make food choices, they'll have a huge impact on federally funded programs, like what's on school lunch menus. These proposals are just recommendations for now. The government will issue final nutrition guidelines later this year. Erica Edwards, NBC News.
All right, there you go.
Thank you so much. All right, still to come. We know bad driving can be costly, but just how much are those bad driving decisions affecting your wallet? We'll tell you about that coming up.
And before you head out for your morning workout, the fitness mistakes you may be doing that could be hurting you. So we'll tell you the right things to do and what to avoid.
Always stretch. That's my theory. It will prevent injury.
You know that sound, time for weather. It's 5:10. I'm meteorologist Steve Smith. Good morning, everyone. Looking at Doppler radar, no problems here. We'll be checking Doppler radar Sunday. Something's coming. I'll give you the full skinny on that coming up at 5:20. But don't get skinny today. Get fat with layers today. We're in the 20s in most of the area, including the beaches, and we're going to stay there for a few hours. By 9, up to 32. By noon, up to 42, maxing out at 48 degrees. We're going to see frost overnight. But Saturday, yoo-hoo, we should max out well into the 60s. But by 7 p.m., you're downtown. You're going to see Gravedigger and the rest of the crew. You should be at 62 degrees right at the Monster Jam start time. And going to Daytona this weekend, well, today they're going to have a high of 53, 72 tomorrow, 77 degrees on Sunday. You're heading offshore, low risk of rip currents, northerly winds 12 knots, 2 to 6 foot seas, 2 to 3 foot surf. Let's go to Katie Jeffries in the VyStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Your time is 5:11 out there. So let's talk about some of those spots of construction that you may see as you make your way out the door. Let's see if my clicker wants to work. I think it froze up in all of the cold weather outside. So the construction here on the Main Street Bridge. Look out, that northbound ramp and lanes are currently closed on the Main Street Bridge for some construction. Also, 95 on the southbound side near that exit for US 1. Looks like that on-ramp there is closed as well. And I-95 southbound right here at JTB, we've got some lanes closed on the exit ramp. So it sounds like 95 itself looks like it's pretty much open. As you can see here, 95 traveling along pretty well, but on the southbound side, we've got a few closures there right on the ramp. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Katie. Well, most motorists get a break on auto insurance rates if they maintain a good driving record.
But drive badly, and it's going to cost you. According to an analysis by InsuranceQuotes.com, the higher insurance premium you incur from a moving violation in many states can be much more costly than the fine you'll pay for the traffic ticket. North Carolina topped the list for highest rate increase for over half the violations. The study researched whereas New York most consistently showed the lowest percentage increase.
Well, right after the break, hundreds of crunches won't give you a flat stomach. The fitness mistakes that you could be making. I hate crunches.
But it'll give you a strong core.
Will it?
Yes, but we've got to cut the fat, right? Plus, we hear those engines roaring right now. I mean, it's like 20 feet from us. A live look at Monster Jam at Everbank with Jacob Long.
Four one two three 4123.
I'm good. How are you? So what is the temperature right now in Jacksonville? Woo! It's in the teens. I think it's like 17. Now, this is one of those few times when Florida, well, I guess you're North Florida, so. But even my old house in Fort Myers is still in the 30s today.
Yes, ma'am. Hello. Perfect. Okay. Right. Right.
right.
Ice desk.
Isn't that beautiful?
Well, it looks really sharp. And I'm glad I'm just looking at it.
Well, David Graham made that for us, and we debuted it last night at 11. It's still out there, so that's proof that it's below freezing. Our ice desk has lasted. We're going to check it out in a little bit for you.
Simple
So
meteorology.
we know there are a lot of you who are up early, like to exercise. Maybe hot yoga might be good this morning, you know, on your way to the, or if you're on your way to the gym, you're going to want to stay warm.
Yeah, but you may be making mistakes that are hurting you instead of actually helping you along. Number one, perhaps you try to spot reduce belly, legs, other places. Well, crunches aren't going to give you a flat stomach. You have to burn the calories.
That's
you
why I
do a
didn't like
whole
them.
total
I hate 'em.
package as well. So total body workout in addition to your favorite ab exercises. I had places I want to go, but I can't go there because it's rated G this morning. You only do cardio. You got to do better than that. Doing only cardio to lose weight defeats your goal of having a fit body. In 1 week, aim to fit in 3 to 5 sessions of cardio plus 2 to 3 strength training. So do a little bit of all of it. Workouts for a lean toned body. This is all coming from the expert right here, the workout king. You work out only to lose weight, trying to make a list of other motivational reasons why you want to get in shape. 3 mistakes that you're perhaps making, all coming from your personal trainer, Lou.
My biggest motivation when something doesn't fit. It's like, okay,
Is that it?
now I need to get moving. That's
Mine is
right.
when somebody just tells me I look fat. It happens. Steve Smith
works
just
too.
dropped that on me a minute ago.
No, he did not. Well, if you aren't working out, you want to do something to stay warm because, you know, we're nearing record-breaking cold temperatures even here. It's below freezing across much of the First Coast. That's
Lindsay
the hard
Boche
freeze.
is why she's here to help us kind of come to terms and cope with all of this.
Yeah, I don't know if you could see, I've got very big boots on, very
black
warm
boots?
Yeah, because I will be out there at the ice desk a little bit later on. But good morning. Yes, temperatures across the country varying quite a bit. It depends on where you live, and you can see kind of where that jet stream is. Take a look at the temperature difference between Little Rock, 27, Dallas-Fort Worth at 50, -5 right now in Chicago, and this is not with the wind chill still. -11 degrees in Green Bay compared with 30 degrees in Bismarck. So even though Bismarck is farther north than Green Bay and Chicago, temperatures are about 40 degrees different between the two cities. We're coming in right now at about 26. Atlanta is coming in about 18 degrees. And we have our good friend Ryan Kruger, who is up there live with us this morning. Good morning to you, Ryan. Are you staying warm? All right, guess we can't hear Ryan. He might be a little bit cold up there. We'll try and check in with him in just a little bit. Let's turn things over to Steve Smith, though. He's got a bigger picture of what we're going to be facing today. And I hear that we do have a warm-up between today and tomorrow, Steve.
Oh, we definitely have a warm-up. No doubt about that. You hit the nail on the head. You're just not going to feel it today. Today, we're still in the middle of that icy grip, that polar blast. 26 degrees on the north side. It's not much warmer at the beaches. Look at this, 29 St. Augustine, 29 Mayport, Arlington the same thing, 23 Cecil Field, Argyle, Oakleaf, Crystal Springs over there, 26 at Waycross, 27 Palatka. There is a little bit of a breeze blowing when you factor that in. I'm just going to average it. It feels like it's about 20 outside. So you need to bundle up. You need your layers. Put on a hat this morning. All right, looking at Doppler radar. No problem there. Doppler radar will become a little more interesting late Sunday. But right now, notice this. The purple, where you see purple, that means winter, that means freeze advisory all the way down to South Florida. Now, they've got the wind chill advisory around Miami, but look at Fort Myers, Tampa, over to Orlando. Oh, man. All right, here's the deal. As we go through the day, gradual warm up. It's still going to be chilly, but we're talking about upper 40s today. Overnight tonight, there's going to be frost first thing in the morning, but temperatures will be mild overall tomorrow with temperatures going well into the 60s. But you notice the cloud cover and you can see green flying across there on Sunday. All right, definite warm up then. We're talking about upper 70s. Looks like a little disturbance is going to try to move through, so I'll go with a 20% chance for rain the early afternoon, but it looks like a lot of that is going to dissipate. But then as we get into next week, that's when we will see most of the rain. 2 to 6 foot seas, 2 to 3 foot surf offshore. Let's go to the 7-day forecast. So once again, gradual, very slow increase in temperatures. Still chilly today, still feeling a little bit of the wind chill with upper 40s. upper 60s Saturday. That's going to be good for everybody, including those of you going to the Monster Truck Jam. Upper 70s Sunday with that slight chance for rain. Then we cool off a little bit Monday and Tuesday with the increased cloud cover. But Wednesday night, Thursday morning, that's going to really be the best bet to get some showers in here. Let's go to Katie Jeffries in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Good morning, everybody. Your time is 5:20 out there. And when Steve says layer up, he isn't kidding. It is really cold outside. This is a look at I-10 and Cassett, and people are moving along pretty well on our major interstates, which is good. That's what we want to see. Now, Beach Boulevard starting to pick up just a little bit, about 21 minutes if you are traveling from the beaches to S1. But if you want to jump on JTB down here, no problems on JTB. Clay County, good morning to you guys. If you're traveling in on Blanding, it's about 9, maybe 12 minutes, depending on if you hit those stoplights green or red, going from College Drive up to 295. But no accidents there on Blanding or on US 17. But don't forget, if you use Phillips Highway to travel northbound, we currently have an issue because some power lines are hanging low in the 2300 block of Phillips. That's right where you would take that exit there to get on Atlantic or maybe to go towards I-95. So the northbound lanes there are currently closed, and it looks like we've got one southbound lane blocked. As soon as this opens and they can fix that area, of course, I will let you know. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Well, rev those engines. Coming up, Monster Jam is back, and we've got a preview of the show. Thousands are going to see this weekend. It's going to be packed over there.
Oh, yes, it is. As we've mentioned, bring your earplugs. The Beach's Family Fun Walk is coming up. We'll have more on that in just a moment. Don't go away.
Okay, so it's 17 trucks, right? 19 trucks. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. And the preparation started about.
A family favorite is coming up, the Beach's Family Walk and Fun Festival, just 2 weeks away. The event will take place at the Seawalk Pavilion in Jacksonville Beach on March 7th, and all the proceeds will benefit the Schulzbacher Beaches Clinic. Registration is open at 8 in the morning with the walk starting at 9. And First Coast News meteorologist Mike Prangley and our own Keitha Nelson will be emceeing the event, so make sure to come out and say hello and enjoy the walk, and I'm sure it'll be nice and warm by then.
Yeah.
Warmer than it is now.
Amen. Yep. Just we're all looking forward to that weekend. Also looking forward to the weekend for Monster Jam. I mean, we all know this. It's one of the biggest events in Jacksonville.
It is
Fills
huge.
up Everbank, bringing extra seating. It is massive, and it's for one night only this weekend.
That's right, and you can see the signs like on the interstate already, guest parking,
Absolutely.
directing you. First Coast News, Jacob Long live at Everbank Field this morning where the crews have worked throughout the night to get everything ready. Good morning, Jacob.
Well, Patty and Lewis, good morning. We are live and we are pretty much frozen solid out here. It is absolutely freezing here at the bank, but I can't be the coldest person here because I want to show you these poor guys out here have been working since yesterday afternoon. 4 o'clock is when they got started to completely transform Everbank Field here to get ready for the big Monster Jam event tomorrow night, and they are still not done. They have a couple more hours of work to do, but you can tell that it absolutely does not look like anything close to what we're used to seeing here on Jaguars Day. And let me tell you a little bit about this dirt. I actually just learned, this is very interesting. It's pretty much the same dirt that we see every year in Jacksonville. They store it someplace, grows a little grass, then they don't go dig it up, and then they bring it back here. So in a way, it quite literally is older than dirt. So how much dirt does it take? It takes 300 truckloads, you guys, 300 to make all of this possible. And there are several layers under here. Of course, they want to be very, very careful about protecting that very precious grass that our Jaguars play on. So they take several layers of different tarps and different baseboards. They cover the grass, and then that is when they start bringing in all of the dirt, and then they layer it up all on top of everything they need to use for their special tricks. Now, we do have, of course, the star of the show, Gravedigger, and then Son of a Digger, standing all the way over here waiting for us to get inside. I think we're actually going to turn them on, and I did hear them on earlier, and definitely going to need some earplugs for that, you guys. So Monster Jam tomorrow night, tickets still very much on sale, starting at just $10, and 70,000 people at least, if not more, maybe even 80, expected to be here in the downtown area this weekend. We're live at Everbank Field. Jacob Long, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Thank you.
Jacob,
It'll
we
be much
appreciate
warmer
that.
tomorrow night. He won't be freezing like poor Jacob and the gang who's putting everything together. 300 truckloads of dirt and it's reused. I think that's fascinating.
Recycling it.
Yeah, love it.
Multi-purpose. All right, proposal videos, they tend to always go viral when they're over-creative. We see them all the time. We show them here on TV. And all new at 5:30, how a man proves simplicity, perhaps, can catch the viral bug as well. It's the thought that counts, folks.
And if you want to give that special someone some ice today, all you have to do is step outside with some water. They got plenty of ice right now. It's in the 20s. What more can I say? Warm up. A warm up is coming. We'll talk about that when I come back.
And then I'm going to ask you the question about sleeping a little lighter.
Okay.
Because I think, hey, mic check, 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 check.
From the studios of NBC 12 and ABC 25, this is Good Morning Jacksonville at 5:30.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Lewis Turner. Hope you're having a fabulous Friday so far. Ooh, buddy, is it a cold Friday? We are so happy you're here with us. It is 5:30. We've got Katie Jeffries in with a look at our morning drive to work. Team coverage, of course, on the ice storm hitting the nation. Lisa is hanging out with some firefighters, how they prepare for the frigid conditions, which could perhaps hinder their resources, more or less how they're dealing with it. Lindsay, of course, tracking how the nation is handling the cold. There's the team right there. Steve Smith in with a look at our local forecast as well.
Well, we're going to get to them in just a moment. Meanwhile, the cold weather in Massachusetts got two dogs in a lot of trouble. They got stuck in a frozen marsh. Firefighters reached the small dog, Lola, first, but she was obviously scared and she snapped at them at first. Thunder, the larger dog, waited for rescuers to arrive. The two were put on a small boat and they were pulled to shore, so thankfully another successful rescue to show you. And a vet is checking them out to make sure they're okay. All right, here is Steve with a look at our forecast, and it is freezing over most parts of the first coast. Not like what you're seeing on the screen.
You step outside, you feel kind of lonely like that dog, man. I mean, you just go out there and you're like,
go right back inside.
That's what I'm talking about. Pull the blankets back up and just let it go. Now make sure and clear that with your boss first, or your school principal, or whatever you have to do today. 26 degrees on the outside. Okay, the winds are calm temporarily, so there shouldn't be much of a wind chill factor, but here's the thing. 20s out at the beaches, 20 down to Palatka, up to Waycross. We've got 20s in the Arlington area. Now, for most of the morning, we've had some kind of wind chill. I think this is kind of reading what we've had over the last 30 minutes, but at least for now, the winds are calm. But here's the thing. May have a little bit of cloud cover right now. Skies are dry. Don't have to worry about that, but we're cold, folks. We're going to be finally by 10 o'clock up to 35. We still have the freeze advisories going on until 9. By noon, 42, maxing out at 47 tomorrow. The temperatures really warm up. I'll talk about that at 5:40. Right now, I'm going back to Patty and Lou.
All right, Steve, we appreciate that. It's 5:32. We're watching the frigid conditions. We saw the graphics, but we got to get out in the neighborhoods this morning as well.
Yeah, First Coast News' Lisa Robbins joins us live from the St. Johns County Fire Department with more on how they look at things when it gets this cold. Good morning, Lisa.
Patty, Lewis, hey, good morning. So we've got the right idea. We moved inside of Station 12, and I want to show you something. So I'm a big fan of these hand warmers. Anytime you put me on weather patrol, I'm always talking about them. Well, I had the right idea a few minutes ago. I decided to stick a pair in my boots. So now my feet are a little bit on fire, but it feels fantastic in here. So we've been hanging out at Station 12, trying to get an idea of just how busy or not busy the department has been overnight. You know, this is an extremely busy time of year for firefighters in general. I'm joined now live with Jeremy Robshaw. He's the Public Information Officer for St. Johns County Fire Rescue. And you say it's been a quiet night here.
It has been a quiet night. Not always what you can expect, but we tend to expect the unexpected. We ran about 20-25 calls overnight, most of those medically related. So it was a good night for us in that aspect. But again, it's one of those things you don't know what to expect. You're either really busy or you're quiet. Tonight was quiet.
And Lewis, this question was for you. He wanted to know if your guys sleep a little lighter on nights like this, where they think they might get a lot of calls, you know, home heating fires.
Definitely, I think it makes an impact when you know that the potential is there. Certainly it's always there, but nights like tonight, the odds are up that something could happen, so you tend to sleep a little lighter in that scenario.
And we were talking about all the fire gear you guys wear, and you say you actually heat up pretty fast, so fighting fires in these temperatures isn't the worst thing in the world for you guys.
For us, not necessarily. I think if you asked most of our personnel, they would prefer the colder temperatures than the mid-July structure fire. It's much more taxing on the body in that scenario.
Right. Jeremy, thanks so much. He's going to stick around all morning on Good Morning Jacksonville. Again, if you have any questions you want to know, things you're curious about how emergency officials handle these cold temperatures, or just anything you want to know, you can tweet me at Lisa Robbins FCN, and we'll try to get those questions on the air. We are live at St. Johns County Fire Rescue Station 12. Lisa Robbins, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Lisa, thank you so much. I appreciate relaying that question because I was curious. You know, it must be a little on edge.
Oh, I'm sure.
On a night like when the heaters are going, things like that. All right, Katie Jeffries joining us now with a look at our local traffic. Hey, Katie.
That's right. You know, you got to layer up if you're going to get in the car today. It is cold out there. So let's start with a look here at I-95 near JTB. It looks like they are in the process of picking up those construction cones right there on the ramp. So that construction around Jacksonville is starting to be lifted, but be careful if you're headed out the door. You may still see some construction on the Main Street Bridge. It looks like on the northbound side, the ramp and the lanes there are currently closed for that ongoing construction. Also 95 on the southbound side, that ramp there from US 1, looks like that on-ramp there is closed as well. And like we just took a look, right in this area at 95 southbound and JTB, those lanes on the exit ramp are closed, but they're in the process of picking up those cones. Back to you guys.
All right, Katie, thank you so much. New information this morning. An AWOL sailor wanted after escaping custody has turned himself in. That's according to an attorney for Anthony Telemack Jr. He claims Telemack turned himself in to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office last night. Telemack was originally taken into custody on Tuesday by Orange Park Police for allegedly having marijuana in his vehicle. Happening later today, Donald Smith is set to appear in court. The registered sex offender is accused of killing 8-year-old Cherish Periwinkle. Tomorrow's pretrial hearing is expected to appoint a new lawyer for Smith, whose previous public defender filed an appeal to remove himself from the case. I should say today's appearance. The lawyer cited a conflict of interest as the reason. In Texas, the defense has rested in the trial of former Marine Eddie Ray Routh is charged with murdering 2 men, Chris Kyle, and the Navy SEAL portrayed in the film American Sniper, and Kyle's friend Chad Littlefield. Defense attorneys did not push Routh on the witness stand, but the jury did hear from a psychiatrist who said he showed symptoms of psychosis in the weeks leading up to the killings. Important testimony since Routh's attorney have laid out an insanity defense. Tomorrow, prosecutors are expected to call rebuttal witnesses.
Wedding plans for Allison Williams are on hold for the time being. The actress says the delay is partly because of her father's 6-month suspension from NBC News. Her father is Brian Williams. On Wednesday night, she strongly defended her dad in an interview with comedian Seth Meyers. She says her father is an honest and truthful man who has integrity and deeply cares for journalism.
All right, taking things to the extreme, when you can catch the Monster Jam as they get ready for its show right here on the First Coast as well.
Plus, take this in and try to figure it out. The iPad trickery that will leave you wondering how in the world. Come on. Look at Ellen. That's what I'd be doing. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
You been to Jacksonville a lot then?
Yes.
Okay.
From the very beginning. We came
Mic check.
Here, we came here when we only got about 12,000 people here.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3.
Checking the mic again. 1 2 3 4 5. Hello. Mic check. Mic check. 1 2 3 4 5. Hello. 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 1 2 3 4 5. Mic check. Mic check. 1 2 3 4 5. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah. I'm fine. Not bad. Yeah.
All right, happening today, final preparations happening even as we speak for Monster Jam, which is Saturday. More than 70,000 people expected to come downtown and fill up Everbank.
I know, it is one of the biggest events we have here. First Coast News' Jacob Long live at Everbank Field this morning, which has been transforming this morning into a giant racetrack complete with lots of dirt. Hey, Jacob.
Well, Patty and Lewis, good morning. Those preparations still underway this morning, but right now we are happy to be joined by, I think you could call him the star of the show, gravedigger himself, Dennis Anderson. Thanks for your time this morning. Back in Jacksonville after doing this for 33 years. How's it feel to be back here?
It feels great. You know, last year I wasn't here, but here I am, fans. I returned again this year. You know, we've got a busy schedule. Monster Jam is always jamming. And, you know, Jacksonville, this is one of the most favorite stops on our tour on our way to the World Finals in Las Vegas. So this is a fun place, fun stop. I love the facility, love the fans, and love the track they lay down here.
For some interesting perspective, this is one of the biggest cities our city does. 70,000 people plus come. And you were just talking, when you first started here, think about this, you guys. 12,000 people were coming to Jacksonville. What do you think about the growth and the support you see here?
It's unbelievable. You know, it's just even coming through Florida, and especially Jacksonville. And, you know, we planted a seed years ago, and to watch this thing grow and to be where it is today is unbelievable. Even the pit parties. The pit parties are a big activity that the family comes out to. It's really awesome stuff, you know, and it's and once the family comes out, they're addicted to us. They're hooked on Monster Jam, and they always come back.
And then interestingly, the weather this morning, you guys had to turn the trucks on a little bit earlier when it gets this cold, below freezing, right?
I know it. I was like, I can't wait to get to Florida, and I get here and it's like, this is just like at home, it's freezing. But hey, it's all good. It's supposed to be nice and sunny tomorrow. The temperature is going to jump back up for us, so it'll be a good night for us. And we like the cool nights anyway for these trucks. The trucks run good. Once you get them warmed up, baby, there's fire in the hole when we fire these trucks up.
Fire in the hole. All right, well, we are going to turn them on and get inside in our next half hour or so. Speaking of weather, let's go back inside, Steve. It is cold here at the bank.
I'm glad you said that because I've been trying to tell people. I see how nicely you're bundled up there. Try to find a hat if you can. 20% of your heat loss comes from your head. All right, Doppler radar says, yeah, we're good. We're dry. We're cold. Look at how the temperatures will. I don't know if this is progress or not. 28 by 8 o'clock, 35 by 10, 42 by noon, maxing out in the upper 40s today, and at times it may feel chillier than that. Tonight, there's still going to be a little patchy inland frost overnight. 35 inland, 41 at the beaches. Now, that is progress because Saturday, we're definitely going to be warmer with highs in the upper 60s, mid to upper 70s for Sunday. But now, Sunday, there's a little disturbance coming in, so there is a slight chance for rain. Let's talk about temperatures around the area. I'm going to start at the beaches. 28 Atlantic Beach and Jacksonville Beach, 29 Arlington, 29 at I-10 and 295. Back to the news desk.
Thank you,
All
Steve.
right, Steve, if you're wondering how the rest of the country is handling this, I'm not handling it well. I'm about to panic with all the freezing temperatures. Well, we got Lindsay Boach to help calm us down. What about the rest of the country where it's much worse, north, how they're dealing with it?
Plus, taking to the simple road, the surprise this attempted selfie brought to a woman preparing for a Kodak moment. That's coming up. I read that totally cold. Reading stuff totally cold.
All right, let's try this again. I just turned on the microphone.
Another mic check.
We might have to change this battery again, though, too. Yeah, mic check Ryan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And toes.
Will you tell me when the map is up full because I have a picture of it on my phone so I can talk about the temperatures?
Okay, cool, thanks. I'm going to talk a little bit about the ice desk first. Okay, cool. Sorry, Bunker.
All right, morning, folks. While we're in the middle of a bitterly cold February, January of 2015 was the second warmest on record globally.
Okay, well, that's
Big
according.
difference.
Yeah, sure. According to information just released by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, the climate records go back to 1880. A separate analysis from NASA concluded last month was the second warmest on record. January's. The warmest January happened back in 2007. And of course, no doubt that it is cold out, below freezing across most of the First Coast right now. So cold that in Florida, we're able to have a news desk that survived from the 11 o'clock last night to this morning, and it's still intact.
That's right. Hey, Lindsay.
Hey, Patty and Lewis. Yes, it is very cold. And this ice desk, it lasted overnight. They actually started creating it 2 nights ago. Clark did a story on that, and it weighs 300 pounds. Our great friend David Graham made this desk, and he's been doing ice sculptures for 25 years. It's a family business, and now his son Nathan is doing it. Nathaniel's doing it as well. So pretty cool stuff that we have here. Now, I want to take a look at our national map because temperatures, as cold as they are here, it could be worse, but strangely enough, it could be better, and it could be better farther north. Taking a look at temperatures in Seattle, they're in the upper 40s right now. Upper 40s also in portions of Oregon, and you could really see on that map where that jet stream is that's allowing that cold Arctic air to come all the way down to portions of Florida. Another city that's seeing those cold temperatures in the teens is in Atlanta. And let's go over to Ryan Kruger. He's our great friend at WXIA, our sister station there. How's it going, Ryan?
It's very, very cold here. So in the city of Atlanta, it's in the upper teens, 17, 18. We're about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes north of the city, Dawson County. Here we are in the low teens. It is very chilly. This has been one of the hardest hit counties, and here's the reason why. I'll show you this. This is downed trees. This has been a problem throughout Dawson County. It's a very rural area. It's heavily wooded. So you've had these trees. They've been blocking roadways. They've been knocking down power lines. Good news is most of the folks who live in this particular county and really all of North Georgia, they finally have power this morning. They've been out power for several days now, and it's bad news because we have even more cold weather coming in tonight. So the last thing they want to hear, but hopefully tonight they can at least keep that power on to keep that heat for them.
System that's coming through next week. I know you guys are kind of on the cusp of either the rain or the cold sleet ice that you could be getting next week. So hopefully you guys just stick with those rainy conditions as opposed to that sleet, that mixture. Let's go over to Steve Smith. He's got to look at our forecast. The good news is we are very cold today, but we will get warmer this weekend.
Lindsay, I'm looking at you at that table, and I expect to see you with a headset to your ear going, wah, 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 wah. It almost looks like an ice DJ set. My goodness. Okay. All right, come inside and get some warmth. All right, this is it. This is the old Steve Areno buggy. And I had some frost on the car this morning, so I said, oh, I got to take a picture of this. My neighborhood, yeah, there was patchy frost out there, no doubt about that. Right now, there's a reason for it. 26 degrees on the outside. The winds are still holding calm. Most of the area, including the beaches, you're in the 20s right now. I don't know if you have much of a wind chill because over the last hour we had some decent wind going. But you know, when you start getting down into the mid 20s and it's 5 mile an hour wind doesn't make much difference. All right, not making any difference on Doppler radar though. What we will do is expand things a little bit so you can see what happened. The front that brought all the big cold is gone. This monster high sitting just north of Atlanta, that is the deal that's making them cold. You just saw a reporter up there, and then you can see what's happening all the way down in the South Florida. We've got winter weather advisories there, freeze advisories. So for us, when does the warm weather hit? Well, we sort of warm up this afternoon. I'm going to call it chilly, though, and upper 40s as opposed to the low 40s we had yesterday. Tomorrow morning, there's going to be a little frost, mid 30s, and then the temperatures take off. I'm going to call it mild and 60s. And then on Sunday, yeah, there's a little system trying to come in here. It's going to warm us up into the 70s. I'll run some numbers. That's what you really want to see. Now, the full substantial rain will be coming Wednesday night into Thursday, but 69 tomorrow, 77 Sunday. Katie, I'm going to call that weather for human beings.
It'll feel so much better in comparison to what we're dealing with. Hey, good morning, everybody. Your time is 5:50 on this finally Friday morning. So let's talk about those roadways outside. Beach Boulevard, moving along about 21 minutes if you're going from the beaches to US 1. JTB is a little bit faster there, only about 11 to 12 minutes if you want to jump on JTB. Now, Blanding, I'm seeing just a little bit of a slowdown due to the stoplight. So about 32 miles per hour here as you approach the Orange Park area. But I'm not seeing any accidents on Blanding or US 17, which is some good news. Now, Saturday, we've got Monster Jam that Jacob is at right now. But on Saturday, there's about 70,000 people that are going to be making their way towards Everbank. So that means a lot of traffic. So those lanes on Bay Street, right in front of JSO, right in front of our station, actually, on your way to Everbank, those are going to switch to 3 going towards Everbank Field at about 3 p.m. and only 1 going away. So they're trying to get people in towards the stadium. Now at 9 p.m., everything is going to switch, and it's all going to be one way, pushing away from the stadium. So everything will be going westbound after 9 p.m. So make sure that you are planning an extra time, especially if you're headed towards Monster Jam. It starts at 7, but get there early because there's going to be a lot of congestion towards Everbank. Back to you guys.
Oh, will there ever?
Katie, thank you so much. Well, you all may remember Sarah Jones. She was the young film worker killed up in Jessup, Georgia by a train on the movie set. Well, that's been a year since it happened. Now her parents are making a special request on the year anniversary of their daughter's death. We'll tell you about that.
And healthy candy bars? Money Man Matt Granite explains the new changes coming to those of us who have a sweet tooth. I think that's everybody.
Yes.
We'll be right back. Well, welcome back, everyone. It's been a year since 27-year-old camera assistant Sarah Jones was killed and several others were injured on the set of Midnight Rider. This was in Jessup, Georgia. Well, her parents are now asking the entire industry to observe a moment of silence in her honor.
We're asking for solidarity from cast, crew, productions, and major studios to join together with others from around the globe for a minute of silence.
On the anniversary of Sarah's death, February 20th, let us take a minute to reflect and remember that no shot, no movie or television show is more important than a person's life.
Now, they're also asking that TV and film crews photograph safety messages on their slates in a show of unity across the entertainment industry called The Spirit of Sarah.
Well, switching now to something a little bit lighter, we love to show unique baby announcements, but another type of video just as viral tends to be proposal videos.
Of course.
So from flash mobs to surprise trips, they tend to never be a small feat for the man proposing. But this guy didn't need dancers or an airplane ticket to surprise his bride-to-be.
It's on record.
That's gonna be funny. Did you get it?
What? Lisa May, will you marry me?
Oh my God! Yeah! Are you serious right now? Is this for real?
Yes.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Yeah! Oh my God! Yes!
That's awesome.
I love this one. Well, from taking a selfie to kneeling down on one knee, the simple style proposal has gone viral with almost 2.5 million views in the last week. And her expression, I think, says it all.
It's her reaction that's really what's drawing everybody to it.
How sweet. She's so
Is
excited.
this for real? Is this for real?
Good for them. How cool. This next story, you just have to see it to believe it. It's a performer did some iPad magic on the Ellen show, and it's just mind-blowing. Take a look.
I don't know if that ever happened to you, but if you go through like this might happen. And hi, Christoph.
Hi, Simon.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Please do your best. I'm at Ellen. Okay, right back. Yes?
Okay, like that?
Perfect. So thanks to this straw here, I can easily...
Worked well?
Worked well, thank you, yes. Ellen, thanks to this straw, I can share not only music, videos, but also Coke. Tastes excellent, but I can also give something back. He doesn't know about that. Some coconut milk from California. 1 second, please. And here we go. Milk is coming. Oh. Okay, as you can see, it's still a prototype, but it worked. Please give a hand.
What? I don't know.
What in the world?
I don't know what just happened or how he did that, but that's...
My jaw has just dropped.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
That is jaw-dropping. That was on
You know what that
Wednesday's
makes me
Ellen.
think of? People have always made jokes about smell-o-vision.
Right.
That's the next thing.
That's unbelievable stuff.
My mind is still blown.
iPad magic. Right.
We're back in 2 minutes' time. Stay with us. Oof. Dark.
I have 1 or 2 of those every year.
Yeah.
But
Check.
specific
Check.
Oh my. Oh my. We have mics?
Yeah, but they're just one mic working, so.
Okay. Hey Mike, can you take a picture of us out here real quick?
Okay.
Thank you. Come on, Lou. Oh my. Show this. Okay, we need to do a mic check.
Check the mic, check.
Thank you.
Mic check, checking the mic, 1 2 1 2.
studios of NBC 12 and ABC 25, this is Good Morning Jacksonville at 6.
Oh, good morning, everyone. Lewis Turner, Patty Crosby here. What does your thermometer say this morning,
The
Patty?
thermometer says 30 degrees officially, and our ice desk has been here overnight. Is not melting, and I can tell you
Still
it
rock
is
solid.
cold.
300 pounds of ice desk. This was provided by David Graham. What a guy.
Thank you, David.
What a skill. They always say, anchors, you shouldn't lean up against the the anchor desk. Well, don't worry. I'm not going to be leaning up against this one at all. But that is the real deal this morning.
I can see our breath.
Yeah, well, and they had it out here at 11 o'clock last night. And it's here and it's going strong. I'm surprised it hadn't even.
Should we throw the snowball?
Please do.
Okay.
Would you throw it?
Woo! There we go.
There it was. You almost hit the
cold out
lights.
here.
But all right.
Sorry, Mike. We almost hit you.
Oh, there's Steve Smith out here. How are we doing, Steve? How long is the question? How long is this desk going to survive? Will it make it through the day? Obviously not the weekend, but how are we gonna do?
You know what? It's going to make it through a good portion of the day. It'll probably make it into tomorrow because today's highs are not going to be all that dramatic. So. That's what we're going to do. All right, now you've already seen my frosty car. We don't have to worry about that. Let's talk about your frosty temperatures right now. 24 degrees on the outside, northwest wind at 3. So that breeze makes it feel like it's in the mid-20s. Well, that's the current temperature. All the way out to the beaches, we've got 20s, folks. So when you add in that 3-mile-an-hour breeze, it feels like it's just above 20 in most of the area. Doppler radar says we're good and dry. Sunday, it may be a little bit of a different story. We're going to be a whole heck of a lot warmer, but we got to start watching the sky come Sunday. A little more on that coming up in 10 minutes. 9 a.m. 32, 11 a.m. 39, and by the afternoon, we're going to be in the upper 40s. But I'm going to go out to Lisa in St. Johns County at the fire station, let the firefighters know we've got a warm-up coming this weekend. And I'm letting you know, too, because you've got that weather dance going on out there.
I got the weather dance going on. Yeah, you know, we were just talking about how this weekend, I'm supposed to go to Orlando on Saturday. It's supposed to be 75 and sunny. And so we were just talking about how weird and strange this weather is. And I think we can summarize this pretty well. Grumpy Cat is summarizing it pretty well on Twitter this morning. I just tweeted this picture out. Grumpy Cat says, you know what's great about winter? Nothing. And really, what else do you say about this? We're in Florida. You know, I moved away for a couple of years up north. The whole reason I came back here was to escape the cold. So I, for one, am ready for that 75 and sunny that we're getting this weekend. Okay, so we've been hanging out here at Station 12, St. Johns County. I'm joined now by Jeremy Robshaw. He is the Public Information Officer, and we were talking about how the firefighters, how you guys get your information, you prepare for the weather.
Yeah, generally what happens is our communications center monitors National Weather Service. As they send out updates, alerts, warnings, watches, those types of things, they notify all of our personnel that this is what you need to expect over the next 12 hours, 8 hours. So it lets us kind of be prepared for what's going to be happening.
And we were also talking about, you know, home heating fires. It's the second leading cause of deaths in home fires a year. And this is a dangerous time of the year for those kinds of things. Can you talk about that?
Certainly, as the temperatures get colder, certainly people want to be warm, so they use heating devices, whether it's space heaters, home heating systems, fireplaces. So the big thing with us is just to tell people to use them correctly, use them according to the manufacturers, and use them safely. If we do that, we hope to be able to prevent those fires from happening.
All right, thanks, Jeremy, so much. So coming up in our Power Block of News, we're going to see how these firefighters suit up, what exactly they are wearing this time of year. They got a lot of gear on, and they heat up pretty fast when they're out there, even in these kinds of temperatures. That's coming up in about 45 minutes. Patty Lewis, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Lisa. The time right now is 6:04 on this chilly Friday. Let's go to Katie now for a look at your traffic. And Katie, I know things are calm right now, but when that monster truck jam comes to town, it's going to be a whole different story tomorrow.
A little busy on the roads.
Ooh, that's right. Tomorrow is going to be very busy on the roadway, so make sure if you're going to the Monster Jam, you go early. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is a look at I-10 and Lane Avenue. Things are moving well on I-10 at the moment, and in fact, I hear it's so cold outside that cows out in McClinney are churning out ice cream instead of milk. I got jokes all morning about the cold. All right, so let's talk about what else is happening. We do have some low-hanging power lines. This is on Phillips Highway. It's the 2300 block. That is right where if you were traveling northbound, you would have to be able to take that exit to go onto Atlantic. So it's that area. The northbound lanes appear to be blocked by the wires. One southbound lane is blocked as well. So try and avoid that area if you can. Maybe just use 95 instead of Phillips Highway. Also some construction 95 southbound. That ramp there to US 1. Looks like that ramp is currently closed due to some construction as well. So overall, no major problems though on your interstates, which is always good for a Friday. Patty?
Yes, it is. Thank you so much, Katie. And new this morning, authorities are now saying a shooting threat at St. Mary's Middle School is not believed to be credible. However, there may be additional patrol officers around that area today. This all stems from a note written on the girls' bathroom stall earlier this week. Some parents are telling us they are going to keep their children home from school today just to be safe. Louis?
All right, happening today, Donald Smith is set to be in court. The registered sex offender is accused of killing 8-year-old Cherish Periwinkle. Today's pretrial hearing is expected to appoint a new lawyer for Smith, whose previous public defender filed an appeal to remove himself from the case. The lawyer cited a conflict of interest as a reason.
Well, a First Coast follow-up on an AWOL soldier wanted after escaping custody to NES Jacks. Attorneys for Anthony Telemaque say that the sailor turned himself in late last night to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. He was initially taken into custody on Tuesday by Orange Park Police on possession of a marijuana charge.
All right, some new information this morning on a deadly hit-and-run crash out of St. Johns County. 21-year-old Garrison Highsmith is behind bars now on a $250,000 bond following a 3-month investigation. Police say he hit 26-year-old Madison Meyer as Meyer rode his bicycle on Hilltop Road back in November.
Well, we have an update now on local conjoined twins Carter and Connor. Doctors now have Connor on a ventilator, and they say that he's battling an illness right now.
Yeah, and they continue to keep a close eye on Carter's weight as well. Doctors tell us he is gaining less weight than Connor, and an early separation surgery is still an option. All right, time now, 6:06. Let's get ready. Let's talk Monster Jam this morning. It is coming back to Jacksonville, one night only this weekend.
Yep, and it's going to be warmer, thank goodness.
Yes.
First Coast News' Jacob Long live at Everbank Field, where it's still cold. Crews have been working out throughout the night to get everything ready for you. Working throughout the night.
Working out, though, too. Lifting weights.
Out. Hey, Jacob.
Yeah, Patty Lewis, good morning. They have been working since 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, so you have to imagine how cold they are. So much work has to get done before these guys, Gravedigger here on my right, and then over here we have Son of a Digger driven by his actual son. Before they can take the field here, yes, there is actual Everbank Field underneath all this dirt. All of this preparation has to continue. We have a flatliner here, steamroller, whatever you want to call it, and if it starts to move, I will get out of the way, but don't worry, I did sign the waiver. And all of the backhoes are really, really busy way out here making the ramps that you see those trucks use throughout the show, going over those crunched up cars. They're going to crunch some more. About this dirt, 300 truckloads. I know I mentioned that at 5 a.m., but that is unbelievable. 300 truckloads it takes to get all of this in here. And it's actually, this is kind of interesting, actually the same dirt they use for every Jacksonville show. It is stored in this city. In the off season, it kind of grows a little grass, and they go dig it up and they bring it back in here to Everbank Field, and it takes several hours, and they have several more hours to go. And new this year, I have to mention this really quickly, it's going to be awesome. You know our giant scoreboards, the world's largest? Well, for the first time ever in Monster Jam history in Jacksonville, they're actually going to use that as part of the show. So it's going to be really, really cool. Tickets still on sale, as cheap as $10. Tomorrow night, gates open 5 o'clock. We're going to get inside Gravedigger coming up at 6:45 and see what it can do. So stay tuned for that. For now, we are live at Everbank Field. Jacob Long, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Wow, going inside the legend, Gravedigger.
I hope he drives. Bumping up pay. One of the world's largest retailers just announced it's raising its minimum wage now.
Plus, healthy candy bars. The new change is coming for all of us who have a sweet tooth. Well, we can feel better about eating our candy bars. Steve?
To me, the healthiest thing is layers in a winter coat. Look at these temperatures, 20s all over the place. We can talk warm up when we come back.
Yeah, mic check Ryan, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5.
it works?
No, the one
Okay.
under the desk.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Did you just flip me off? Thank you, Anthony. Not really.
Absolutely not. Check, baby, 1, 2, 3. Are you pulling up the national map? Okay. And I have a monitor out here so I can see the temperatures and stuff. Thank you.
Well, as you know, it's below freezing across much of the first coast this morning. We've got the hard freeze going on.
It may as well be freezing all over the world. Let's turn things now to Lindsay Boach, who has a look at the rest of the country and how they're dealing with the frigid temperatures. Lindsay, oh my gosh, ice test time.
Hey, good morning, Lewis and Patty. I'm standing out at our ice desk that has managed to last from 11 o'clock last night to this morning, and it is actually solid ice, 300 pounds of it. We have some snowballs here. I'm going to demonstrate for you. You can hear just how hard these snowballs are and the ice is. But temperatures across the country, you can really see where that dip in the jet stream is by the differences in those temperatures. 11 degrees in Nashville right now, negatives in Chicago and in Duluth. They're just absolutely freezing. And then up towards the northwest, temperatures in Seattle in the upper 40s. So they're seeing warmer temperatures in Seattle than we are seeing here. A spot that's a little bit colder than us, though, is a little bit farther to our north. Our friends in Atlanta are dealing with some pretty chilly temperatures this morning, and that's where we find Ryan Kruger with WXIA, our sister station, 11 Alive up there. And you guys have another system that's coming through next week that could potentially be pretty dangerous for you guys.
Yeah, especially for the people who just have power coming back on. So right now we're in Dawson County, which is about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes north of the city. And what you're seeing throughout the county is scenes like this, where you have trees that have been knocked down. They're either on the roads or they were on power lines. Now the folks here, most of them lost power around Monday overnight into Tuesday, and a lot of them didn't get it back until overnight tonight. Maybe they woke up this morning and they had some power. And so it's bad news that they have even more cold weather, even more wintry mix heading their way. They're certainly nervous about what's going to happen because they want to be able to keep that power back on. Now, the other problem that we're facing is it's downright dangerous for the folks who unfortunately have to live on the street. This week in the city of Atlanta, we had 2 homeless people who passed away. Medical examiners believe it was hypothermia because it was so cold outside. And now city officials are really trying to do what they can to try to get those people inside tonight because it's going to be so cold.
And I hear that you're a Florida boy, and I see that you're wearing those earmuffs. You don't get to wear those too frequently, do you?
Well, no, you know, I had these earmuffs when I used to work in Illinois. Then I spent 3 years working in Florida, and when I moved up to Atlanta, I said, oh, I forgot I owned these things. They really came in handy.
All right, thanks for chatting with us, Ryan. We'll get back with you in about 45 minutes to check in again and see how things are going. So we do have some cold temperatures. We have some warmer weather on the way, though, so there's some good news, and we're going to turn things over to Steve Smith. He's got to look inside at our warmer forecast.
All right, yeah, Lindsay, I'm glad you've got the scarf and the heavy coat. Hope you got some layers on, too, because you need some layers this morning. All right, we're dry on Doppler radar. You can see what looks like cloud cover coming in down by Waycross there. That might be another reinforcing shot of cold air. With that, 47. That's what we're expecting the high to be today. 47 inland, 44 at the beaches. Normal high this time of year, 69. We're about 20, 22 degrees below normal. Tonight, late night frost, overnight low 35 inland, 41 at the beaches. But I do have good news. All right, the weekend, the temperatures are going to warm up. Not today part of the weekend, but starting Saturday. Now we're going to be in the upper 60s on Saturday, but By 7 p.m. when the Monster Jam starts, right around 62. By 10 p.m. At 58. Heading down to Daytona for the 500, you're going to start Friday in the 50s. So with that, right now, most of the area is in the 20s, folks. We're cold. Bundle up, wear a hat. Let's go to Katie Jeffries in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Hey, good morning, everybody. So your time is 6:15 out there on this very chilly, but at least it's Friday morning. So this is a look at I-95 at the St. John's Duval line. Things are moving well through this area. So some of your drive times for 95 northbound, going from JTB to the downtown area is only about 7 minutes. From the downtown area to Lim Turner, only about 4 minutes. So that is very nice out there. So driving in from our beautiful beaches. I know it's really chilly out at the beaches this morning, but only about 11 minutes going from the beaches to 95 on JTB. Green Cove Springs, cold for you guys in Clay County as well. So from US 17, or rather on US 17, from the Shands Bridge up to 220 should take you about 15 to 20 minutes. So far, though, people are driving pretty well in the cold. We haven't had any major accidents. Back to you.
Thank you, Katie. Well, candy bars that are actually good for you.
What?
Not a statement you hear too often, but I always think candy's good for me.
Pick my jaw up off the floor. Well, that's going to change today, thanks to Money Man Matt Granite and another great deal. Great to be with you, Matt.
Great to be with you for what could be the most popular food segment I've ever done. And for those of you looking at me right now who think I hold no credibility when it comes to strength or nutrition, I want to bring in fitness nutrition expert Alley Cat. Candy bars that are good for you. People going nuts for these flavors like cookies and cream and peanut butter and jelly and s'mores. And why?
They're a protein bar disguised as a candy bar.
So these things that have all of these great flavors, the banana nut muffin and cinnamon bun, they're actually beneficial to my body?
Oh, for sure. They're really great for you and delicious.
Okay, take a look, because again, we don't make a dime of commission on anything I'm showing you. This is just about saving you money on what is now the new junk-free snack. I found the ultimate deals, cookies and cream. So again, Allie, you've been very nice to rescue me today. Seriously, actually good for you.
For sure, 110%.
Okay, so the 21 grams of protein, all the promises, high fiber, gluten-free, this is for real.
This is for real.
This is on our website. Thank you for being with us. Back to you.
We want to know for real if it's good. I want to try that Oreo.
I'm surprised he wasn't chomping down into one right then and there.
Okay, a champion wrestler takes our Student of the Week title, his teen spirit, second to none.
And the frigid weather much of the country is experiencing right now and feeling, creating some pretty interesting spectacles out and about. One of those is coming up next.
Student of the Week? Yeah. No, I don't think so. That's fine, just do Student of the Week. Will you, Student of the Week. Okay, got it. Yeah, sorry, Anthony was talking about.
Okay, so we know it is cold here, man oh man, and it's all relative, but it certainly could always be worse. Freezing temperatures in the southeast are starting to leave an impression. A driver in Greenville, North Carolina got a big surprise after leaving a parking spot. He snapped this photo. After a bunch of ice built up on the front of his Jeep. When he pulled away, after warming up the engine, the ice was still attached to the curb. That is awesome. That's cool. It had its own little Jeep mold.
That's cold.
That's cold.
You know it's cold
And we
when that
saw
happens.
the frozen car in Baltimore yesterday. Remember? Now it's creeping slowly to the Carolinas. My gosh, and it's Steve Smith. It's here now? These temperatures?
Yeah. We got the temperatures, but I'm going to take you just up north for a second. This young lady, this is Erin Smith. This is my niece. She's in medical school in Nashville. She said the snow was out there. She said, well, I really hadn't seen appreciable snow in 20 years, so she had to get out there and do a little dance. Nice enough to have somebody take the picture and send it. Thank you, Erin. Appreciate that. All right, now here, no snow, but boy, it's cold enough. 24 degrees at the National Weather Service, northwest wind at 3, so that means we've got 20s at the beaches, 20s in Palatka, 20s at Waycross, 20s in and around town. Ugh. But today is the transition day. It's going to warm up. But with that little bit of that 3 to 5 mile an hour breeze, it still feels like it's in the low 20s in a lot of areas. Dry skies. It's going to be cold once again all day, but today is that transition day. And yeah, we've got freeze advisories going all the way into South Florida. Your friends in Tampa, Orlando, and down in Fort Myers and Naples, yeah, they're feeling it too. But watch what happens with the jet stream. Right now, the jet stream, it's way too far south. We get into tomorrow, it lifts a little bit. You'll see a little frost in the morning. Watch what happens Sunday. It really starts to lift, and that's good news. So I'm going to run the numbers on the 7-day forecast here. 69 tomorrow after the frosty start, 77 on Sunday. Let's go to Katie Jeffries. Yeah, she's in the VyStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Well, that's right, but we want to do Student of the Week right now because it's Friday and we love featuring our Students of the Week. So this week we are featuring Jay Shepard. He is a senior at Camden County High School. He's a part of the wrestling team that won the 5A division in Georgia and will soon be competing in a national tournament. He says being a student athlete has helped him have drive and determination in his studies. His teachers and staff at the school say he is very humble, and when he found out he was going to be our Student of the Week, he asked if the rest of the wrestling team could be on camera as well, since winning is a team effort. Now here is his advice to other students.
To give it everything you got and just do your best and just be determined and be ambitious about everything you do.
Also currently in 3 AP classes, and he isn't sure where he wants to go to college just yet, but he says he will definitely wrestle in college as well. So a big congratulations to Jay Shepard from Camden County High School for being our Student of the Week, and a big good luck to the wrestling team as they go to nationals.
They are a great team, and he's handling 3 AP classes at once. That is tough.
Strong
That is
stuff.
a lot of work. All right, thank you, Katie. Well, a crazy crash like you have never seen before. An officer lucky to be alive this morning after a car nearly crushed him on the highway.
But first, we've got Lewis and Clark.
Can't wait.
All new next.
Because that's usually where all your
Hey.
classes are, but
Great idea. Love it. Yes.
why don't you just toss to it? Keep it short.
Up.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to go get some coffee then.
Oh, God, lucky you. Smoke them if you got them, if you got the opportunity.
I got the salt for you.
Are we making margaritas?
Yes, we are. We're going to go over there. Then we're going to take the ice and the snowballs and we're going to shave it and make it into
I think she prefers it from a gallon jug that you can just get from like CVS or Walgreens. I think that's the way she likes it. Heftier. Yeah, oh, no, gallon jug is classy. Are you kidding me? Dang right, classy. Everything about Jess Clark is classy. I'm taking the class level down a peg. Well, good morning, Jacksonville. We'll continue after this, but before we go, another Lewis and Clark adventure right here in Duval County, a hiking trail that has a pretty top secret history. So, Clark, seems like we're kind of having something out of The Walking Dead here. Where'd you bring me through this time?
Yeah, it's pretty abandoned. Well, 25 years ago, you would not have been able to be out here. Nobody. Top secret. And we'll get to that part in a minute. But first, location 20 miles southwest of downtown Jacksonville by Cecil Airport.
All right, show me around. Let's,
Okay. The natural world abounds.
We're at Sal Taylor Creek Preserve.
You can experience 65,000 acres of public land.
Good discovery, Clark.
Oh, yeah, thanks so much. We've got a vertebrae down here. But then our adventure took us past the Jacksonville Equestrian Center. Our caravan of experts, all foresters, hit the unlikely maze of paved roads through the woods and back through time.
At one time, from 1941 to 1944, this was called the Yellowwater Naval Gunnery Range.
That's James Reed.
Leading up to World War II, during World War II, thousands of Marines and sailors came here to train to be gunners on aircraft and on boats and learn to shoot different types of weapons.
All right.
Let's go see the. Let's go. Let's take a hike.
Let's go. We're going up here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is just out in the middle of nowhere.
So this was a swimming pool that was used during the 40s while the Marines and sailors were training here. They went through their water survival training and swim instruction right here in this pool. Watch yourself. Yeah, there's some pretty interesting stuff around the corner here. If this doesn't say Cold War, I don't know what does.
It's a gas mask.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's just a pile of them. I mean, this was a life-saving measure.
Now, you say remnants of the Cold War.
Right.
So this was beyond World War II?
Yes, this is again the backside of some kind of old warehouse where they stored military supplies, and we've got some old cans of survival drinking water that would have been.
1962.
Isn't that wild? I mean, there was a sidewalk here in the woods.
Sidewalk to nowhere.
Sidewalk to nowhere.
Yet another thing I wouldn't expect to see just on, off a bike path. But what is this?
We have what's it's called a magazine. They would bring weapons over here and store them here. Before the base was closed, it was also used as a hazardous waste storage site.
Oh, because of the sign says hazardous waste storage.
It's just a big concrete building.
Yeah.
Strong enough to contain a blast. At the height of the training in the 40s, they were going through 16 million rounds a day. 16 million rounds a day.
And now about that top secret stuff. A few minutes away in the car, we get there.
And we're getting ready to go into the one that was unknown until the mid 80s.
A single building stands on a wide open lot.
We can go in these stored top secret weapons.
Top secret weapons.
Yes.
So you probably won't say it, but we will. Nuclear weapons. And I can just go in? I'm not gonna turn green?
It was thought to be one of the largest storage facilities of this kind on the East Coast.
NAS Cecil Field closed in the late 90s, and this is what is left, now owned by the city of Jacksonville. And so whether top secret sites or treetop trails, it's waiting for the bikers and the hikers out by Cecil Airport.
It's all right here in Jacksonville.
E6.
Yeah.
Sure, I think we should.
Yeah.
If the guy did it, might as well. No, I'm fine with it.
She's a pro.
I'll be okay. I got my drink out there waiting for me.
Her purple drink.
Little Patron is right there. I just took it out of my desk. Woo, wouldn't that be nice right now? An ice cold margarita.
Oh, just chip that daggum thing.
Well, that should be our shot.
From the studios of NBC 12 and ABC 25, this is Good Morning Jacksonville at 6:30.
All right to that awful cold weather this morning. At least 19 people have died because of this weather, and now record-setting dangerous cold is freezing a massive part of our country. It's the coldest morning of the season for most states. It's happening right now.
And as we wake up to the cold temperatures, get this, people all the way in Alaska experiencing warmer than normal temperatures. How crazy is that?
It is.
They've also seen a below average snowfall this winter. Yeah, because it's all in Boston. People say it's actually starting to feel like spring there. And I know that we could be breaking records in Key West and Miami today.
Cold
so
records, right.
that's cold.
That
Good
is
morning,
cold.
everyone. Thank you so much for waking up with us on this chilly Friday morning. I'm Patty Crosby.
Morning, Patty. Morning, folks. I'm Lou Turner. Cold weather depresses me. I don't know about you, but at least I have Steve Smith here to take me out of that funk. Because I know we've got some good stuff coming, right? Hey, Steve.
Well, you know, Patty was talking about breaking records in Key West. We're breaking records here.
Yeah.
We broke a record at 1 a.m., but you know, records, you're playing with numbers because 1, 2 in the morning, the record low for today was 28. What's today? Friday, Wednesday, the record low was 18. So, you know, if your temperature falls into the mid-20s, you know, it's still cold, whether you break the record or not. Right now, we've got 20s all the way to the beaches. We've got low 20s inland, upper 20s at the beaches. Same thing for Palatka, Waycross. We're all in the 20s. Reinforcing cold shot of air coming in. Might be a little cloud cover weather. We're going to stay cool all day, folks. Now, this is a transition day. We are going to warm up this week, and just hang on. We get past today, things are going to get a lot better. Some of you have frost on the ground and frost on the car right now. 32 by 9 o'clock, by 11:39, by noon, 42. Steve, what kind of warm up is that? We're only going to 47, maybe 48 today. Tomorrow, we're going to be way back into the 60s, but overnight tonight, we've got to deal with some late night frost, and tomorrow we'll start cool. We're in the 20s now. Tomorrow we start in the mid-30s. That's the beginning of a warm-up. You have to start somewhere. All right, 35 inland, 41 at the beaches overnight tonight. Let's go to Katie Jeffries in the VyStar Credit Union Traffic Center. How are we doing?
Not too bad for this Friday. Finally Friday. Your time is 6:33 out there. So let's talk about those roadways. St. Johns County, we briefly had some lane closures. This was at Greenbrier and Longleaf Parkway. We got an update that there was a gas leak in that area, but they're now saying those lanes have since reopened. So if you use this area to head to work or school, should not cause you any problem. Those lanes are back open. 295 here, going from I-95 across the Dames down to Atlantic is very nice. It's only about 13 to 15 minutes through there. Also on Blanding, still seeing just a minor delay, about 9 to 12 minutes from some congestion at the stoplights if you're going from College Drive up to 295. But driving out of St. Johns County on 95, no big issues here. It's about 16 to 20 minutes from State Road 16 up to 295. Quick live look outside. This is the Buckman Bridge. And you can see we've got a lot of early birds starting to hit the roadways, but they are moving along, traveling just fine. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Katie. Now, I can tell you there's some nervous parents in St. Mary's this morning, but authorities are now saying that a shooting threat at St. Mary's Middle School, not credible. They've checked it out. However, there will be additional patrol officers around that area today. This all stems from a note written in a girls' bathroom stall earlier this week. Now, several parents have told us, though, that they will be keeping their children home from school just to be safe. Lewis?
Patty, thanks. In other news happening today. Donald Smith set to be in court. The registered sex offender is accused of killing 8-year-old Cherish Periwinkle. Now, today's pretrial hearing is expected to appoint a new lawyer for Smith, whose previous public defender filed an appeal to be removed from this case. The lawyer cited a conflict of interest as a reason.
A First Coast follow-up on that AWOL sailor wanted after escaping custody at NAS Jax. Attorneys for Anthony Telemack say that the sailor turned himself in to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. He was initially taken into custody on Tuesday by Orange Park Police on a possession of marijuana charge. The widow of a former Bradford County Sheriff's deputy just filed a lawsuit in her husband's death. Wiley Clark died last June after a head-on crash involving a Walmart truck on US 301 in Hawthorne. FHP says their investigation of the crash is still open. The new suit claims that Swift Transportation allowed its driver to sit behind the wheel after working 65 hours in 1 week with only 16 hours in between to go home and rest.
We need to send a message to these companies that these big trucks can't go speeding through our little towns, that people are going to get hurt and people are going to get killed.
Now, a Walmart spokesperson says that the truck driver was never employed by them and that he works actually for Swift Transportation. Well, any day now, an NFL player and First Coast native will learn if he gets to keep nearly $200,000 police say they found in his truck, along with almost a half a pound of marijuana. Stark police seized the items using a controversial legal process called civil forfeiture.
The American Civil Liberties Union calls the method policing for profit. But as First Coast News' Lisa Robbins found out, the funds go back directly to the community.
Was that your money in the vehicle? Okay, and where did you get that money?
Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers defensive tackle LaTroy Guion wants his cash back, along with this brand new truck. But Stark Police Chief Jeff Johnson and City Attorney Dan Sykes are fighting to keep it under Florida's Contraband Forfeiture Act.
People who deal drugs, they have no rules and a lot of money. Police department, sheriff's offices, they have a lot of rules and not a lot of money.
The Stark native's truck is currently sitting in the police department's impound lot. During Guion's traffic stop February 3rd, police say they found nearly a pound of marijuana in the truck and almost $200,000 in cash. And under Florida law, if your assets are believed to be tied to a certain crime, law enforcement agencies can take them.
If we can prove it was either they benefited from the narcotics, the money come from the narcotics, or it was being used to purchase narcotics.
The chief says these Crown Vics, both more than a decade old, are just two of the vehicles he'll be able to replace if the judge rules in the city's favor. This $1,500 tactical vest, narcotics equipment, crime prevention programs, vehicles that weren't budgeted for. These are just some examples of items law enforcement agencies can buy with assets they're legally awarded. The earnings are typically put in a city or county fund that the seizing agency can use within these guidelines. The city attorney says the department's purchases are always made with the citizens in mind.
They may buy a new vehicle with it. They'll use it to good. They'll turn it and they'll use it to improve the community. They always have and they always will.
The chief knows Guion and knows his family, regardless of what the judge rules. He says he hopes the star athlete will make better choices in the future.
I hope he makes the right decisions from here on out and he'll be a very successful football player because he's good. He's real good, or he wouldn't be where he's at.
In Stark, Lisa Robbins, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Thank you for that, Lisa. Oftentimes, the seized property is auctioned off to the public. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is holding its public auction for items similar to these, February 26th at 10 o'clock at Everbank Field. This in parking lot F. A lot of cool rides for sale, including a 2010 Mercedes C300 class
Yeah, it's usually
vehicle.
a very popular auction.
Surely. Get something at a bargain, perhaps. Well, a police officer narrowly escapes the quick thinking that kept him from getting crushed by an out-of-control car. Amazing video.
And Central Florida getting hit by a sharknado.
Oh,
the
no.
details on the film's third release, that's coming up next.
There's that swoosh sound. That means weather. We're moving towards 642. I'm meteorologist Steve Smith. Look how blue that is. How cold is it? Man, the beaches, St. Augustine, upper 20s, mid 20s as you go to the north side, Arlington, Cecil Field in the low 20s, Waycross at about 26. But let's expand our view just a little bit here. What's the region doing? Well, Orlando's at 33. We've got 35 Tampa. Miami's at 42. Naples at 38. Atlanta's at 18 and Birmingham is at 22. There's a lot of cold air out there. We're going to stay cold today. 47 in inland, 44 at the beaches. Even though the sun will be out, I guarantee you go under that awning to get some gas, you're going to feel that chill, so you still need to bundle up. Now tonight, not as cold, but still chilly. There could be some late night frost, overnight low. 35 inland, 41 at the beaches. And then looking ahead to the rest of the weekend. Now starting tomorrow morning, the temperatures are really going to take off. Upper 60s Saturday, then 70 Sunday, but then Sunday we have to look to the west. May see a little disturbance. I'll do an hour by hour on that coming up in at about 6:50. Daytona weekend, 53 today. 72 Saturday, and race day Sunday is 77. Let's go to Katie in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center. Hopefully they're not doing Daytona on our roads this morning.
They better not be. There's a speed limit for a reason, y'all. I'm not your mom, but you really should follow the speed limit. So outside, this is the Dames Point Bridge, and you can see this is one of our higher up cameras, and you can see the frost that is on this camera. It is so cold outside, but at least traffic is moving very well, which is what we want to see. No major accidents that we're reporting. I-10 moving along very nicely from US 301 in Baldwin to 295 is only about 11 minutes. 95 northbound, we had problems on this a couple days ago, but it looks great now. 7 minutes from JTB to the downtown area. Maybe you're headed out towards Mayport. If you are, thank you for your service. And traveling from 295 out towards A1A should only take you about 8 to 10 minutes. Back to you.
Katie, thank you. Here's what's making headlines in today's papers from across the country. We begin with the Las Vegas Sun. Police there say a 44-year-old mother of 4 shot in the head following a dispute while she was giving her teenage daughter a driving lesson. The suspect was taken into custody after a standoff just a block away from where the woman was gunned down. Let's go now to our news partners over at USA Today. Last month, it might seem like a distant memory with our current temperatures, but experts say January was the second warmest January on record globally. That's, of course, during record keeping. Also, 2014 was the warmest year ever, again, on record for the planet. All right, and the latest installment of Sharknado is already filming at the Universal Orlando Resort. The movie, of course, all about sharks combined with severe weather. Very realistic. It's causing some major problems for the city. Ian Ziering and Tara Reid star in the third movie. It's rumored to be the last one in the series.
No.
Oh,
no.
Patty's excited. I'm actually happy about this. It's on the Sci-Fi Network. You can see all these stories. Head to our Facebook page. Just click like on First Coast News. You can chime in. Are you on Patty's side and you want to see more of these, or are you on my side and just kind of hope these things disappear and become long lost history?
They are so funny. What are we going to do after the third one?
Just live our lives better.
Or maybe watch good movies like the ones that are nominated for an Academy
Bingo.
Award. Celebrities, by the way, are getting ready for the Oscars, where you can go locally to watch the glam unfold and help a good cause at the same time.
Plus, the crew preparing for Monster Jam this weekend, braving the cold right now over at Everbay. We've got a live report from Jacob Long. That's coming up next.
Off the wall.
You know, it's almost, this is like harder to keep your balance.
Yeah.
Mic check, check, check. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Joe, can you do a mic check for them? It's a drive to Tampa.
Jacob's microphone, test 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, check, 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 Jacob's microphone. Yeah, sorry, my IFB wasn't in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's time for your power block of news right now. Breaking news, top stories, weather, traffic, bundle up. We've got the freeze warnings and record cold here for the First Coast. Team coverage as you head out the door. We're going to begin now with our Lisa Robbins live at St. Johns County Firehouse. Morning, Lisa.
Oh, hey, Lewis. So I'm bundled up. I'm very bundled up. I've got 15 or 20 pounds worth of firefighting gear on right now, and this stuff keeps you very, very warm. We've been hanging out at Station 12 here in St. Johns County all morning long. Joined now by the Public Information Officer, Jeremy Robshaw. Tell me, what am I wearing and how does this gear keep you guys warm on mornings like this?
Well, you're wearing our structural firefighting gear. Basically, the idea behind that is that you have multiple layers of protection to keep moisture out and keep heat away from your body. In firefighting situations, that is designed to protect you. On a day like today, added benefit is, despite the fact that it is cold outside, you're able to keep warm.
And I'm pretty warm right now. Steve Smith asked the question, our meteorologist, earlier this morning. Do you guys ever get wet, or what happens when you're on a scene in conditions like this? Does this stuff protect you against the water?
It does. I mean, certainly if you fell into a body of water, you would be soaking wet. But for the most part, rain, mist, those types of things, the gear is going to protect you, keep your internal temperature regulated, for lack of a better term.
Jeremy, thanks so much for joining us this morning. So about 75, 80 firefighters here on shift right now in St. Johns County, keeping you and your family safe. It's been a pretty quiet night here, but again, they are always ready to get that call because they never know when it's going to happen. We've been talking fire all morning, though. Now we're going to check in with Lindsay Boach, and she is talking ice.
Yes, good morning, Lisa. Excuse me. Sorry, Lisa. We are out at the ice desk, and I have a thermometer here, a temperature gauge, and it's saying about 28 degrees. I think it's a little bit colder than this, but this was under here. Perhaps the sensor was a little bit covered up, making it a little bit warmer. But we are dealing with chilly temperatures out here. Across the nation, we're seeing some of the cooler air coming in from the north. Out to the northwest, they're dealing with temperatures in the upper 40s. Portions of Seattle are in the upper 40s, but you can really see where that jet stream is, allowing that Arctic air to come down and really change our temperatures. Atlanta is dealing with some very chilly weather as well, a little bit colder than us, dangerous in some cases. Ryan Kruger with 11 Alive up there. We were talking with him earlier. He joins us live, and you were saying that there were 2 deaths that could have possibly been from the cold.
Yeah, it was 2 homeless people who live in the city of Atlanta. The medical examiners believe that it was due to hyperthermia, and that happened yesterday. And so ever since then, a lot of the charities and as well as city officials, they've been trying to go around town. We have upwards of 8,000 homeless people who live in the city of Atlanta, talking to them, trying to make sure they can find shelters, trying to keep them warm because it is downright freezing. You were saying 28 degrees, I heard you. We're about 10 degrees less than that. We're in the upper teens here in Atlanta, where I am about an hour north of the city. It's in the lower teens, freezing cold.
Thank you, Ryan, very much. I hope you stay warm. We have a warm up here in our future. I hope you guys do too. Let's go to Steve Smith. He's got to look at your forecast.
All right, thank you, Lindsay. Good morning, everyone. Both of you guys try to get inside and get someplace warm, at least somewhere. 24 degrees on the outside. You know what? When you get this strong area of high pressure covering most of the country, there's not a whole lot of difference in temperatures. We're at 20s at the beaches in St. Augustine. 20s there, mid-20s in Waycross. Same thing for Palatka. Now, NAS Jax is still holding at 33 degrees. I think they're freezing, and the thermometer just doesn't want to tip the hand. But the coldest spot seems to be Cecil Field. That's Argyle, Oakleaf, over there by Crystal Springs. You may be right around 19 degrees. We're dry on radar. This isn't going to be like the one last month where all of a sudden some flakes snuck in there. there's no moisture anywhere for us to do that. So strong high pressure sitting right near Atlanta, keeping everybody cold, not just us, but up in the Northeast and all the way down into South Florida where they have freeze advisories there. For us on Futurecast, there is going to be a little bit, I mean just a little bit of a warm up today. It's still going to be chilly. I'm talking about upper 40s today, so you're still going to need your layers, but things are improving. Let me show you why. Tomorrow morning, mid 30s, but still cold enough to make some frost in the morning in some inland areas, so watch out for that. Then as we go into the afternoon, I call it mild, but mid to upper 60s is still pretty good this time of year. The average high is 69. Now, notice the cloud cover and some moisture trying to creep in here, some encroachment on Sunday. Sunday goes all the way up to 77, maybe 78 degrees, but usually when you have that big warm up, there's going to be some moisture somewhere. Now, that system fades and we have to watch for another one that may be coming into play on Wednesday. Here's the 7-day forecast that puts it all together. All right, now the normal high is 68, 69. We're going to be at 47, so we've got a 20-degree deficit today. We're doing much better Saturday. We're going to be at normal, but it's going to feel so good after we've been so cold. 77 Sunday, then a little bit cooler to start next week, but Wednesday night into Thursday morning, looks like we've got some shower power on the way. Katie Jeffries is here in the VyStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
This is your power block of traffic, so buckle up. Let's get out the door. Your time is 6:53. This is a look at I-95 near JTB. Things are actually a little bit lighter than normal. Maybe people are trying to wait out the cold, but 95 moving along very nicely. So Old St. Augustine Road up to JTB, where we just looked, about 7 minutes. No big problems there. Beach Boulevard still checking in at 21 minutes, and that slowdown is just due to stoplights, and that's 21 minutes from the beaches to US 1. Now, Blanding, maybe you're driving out of Middleburg, not seeing any big problems here. 11 minutes from Everett Avenue up to College Drive, and 295. If you are going from Blanding across the Buckman over to I-95, that's only about 10 minutes as well. So overall, the roadways are pretty good and a little bit lighter than we normally see. Patty?
Thank you, Katie. It is 6:53. Time for your top stories to help you get out the door on this Friday morning. New video that's reminding us all to watch out for our police and emergency workers along the side of the road. Well, that officer from Bloomfield Township in Michigan just missed getting crushed by that car, walked away with only minor injuries. He was thrown into a ditch when the 18-year-old driver hit his patrol car. Then the broken down car the officer was checking on. So we're glad he's going to be okay, but scary.
Well, Hollywood is mourning the loss of a talented television producer. Harris Whittles was most known as a writer and executive producer of the NBC show Parks and Recreation. Los Angeles police say the 30-year-old was found dead from a possible drug overdose at his home, but the coroner's office is now investigating the exact cause. They say drug paraphernalia was found in Whittles' home at the time. All right, coming up this weekend, the 87th Annual Academy Awards are Sunday night right here on ABC, and you can actually walk the red carpet, watch the big winners, and see the best dressed yourself, and you can do it right here in Jacksonville. Center City Jacks is hosting an Oscars watch party. It's at Sweet in Jacksonville over at the Town Center. It all benefits the American Lung Association. The party starts at 6 o'clock. For more information, tickets, what to wear, you're supposed to dress your best. Just visit our website, firstcoastnews.com. They'll be doing a best dressed contest there and raising money for a good cause. All right, happening today, final preps right now for Monster Jam, which is on Saturday. More than 70,000 people expected to be downtown for this.
First Coast News' Jacob Long joins us live once again at Everbank Field, which has been completely transformed this morning into a giant racetrack complete with lots of dirt. Hey, Jacob.
Well, Patty Lewis, good morning. I promised, and now we are delivering. So we are here in the driver's seat of Son of a Digger, one of the trucks that you will see racing tomorrow night at Monster Jam. The driver is the son of Gravedigger, pretty much a legend in Monster Jam. Ryan Anderson, thanks for your time this morning, and thanks for letting me sit here in your truck. I don't really trust myself, which is probably one reason they may have already taken off the steering wheel, and no keys, of course. So tell me the awesome things you can do with your truck here.
Really, I mean, it's you never know. I mean, everything we do is just off the hip and crazy. So when I go out, I have no plan. It's just, I know one thing and one thing only. I'm going to run the truck till it quits, because that's what the fans expect. I mean, if it's crashing upside down on fire, oh well, that's part of the job. So, I mean, you can just expect the unexpected all the time at Monster Jam, like always. I mean, there's still some tickets available, so come out, because it's just going to be crazy. Me and my dad are both here, and we're going to be battling out each other and then also everybody else. So it's going to be insane. We're going to go wild tomorrow, and I haven't been here in 2 years, so I've got a lot to make up for, a lot of missed time, and it's just going to be crazy.
Hey, Ryan, what's it like competing against your own dad? There's some inner family rivalry here?
There is a little bit. He talks a lot of smack when he wins, but when he beats me, it's like, yeah, you should. You've been doing it for 30 years. So I always kind of get him back like that. But really, honestly, it takes a lot of stress off me because if I don't do good, I kind of rely on him. Like, oh, you gotta make up for it now. So, but we battle with the rest of the people. So it's like us two against the world, really.
All right, cool. Thanks for your time, Ryan. 19 total trucks this weekend. Gates open tomorrow night, 5 o'clock, Everbank Field. Tickets as low as $10, not sold out at all. More than 70,000 people expected you guys. So we are live here in the driver's seat of Son of a Digger. I'm Jacob Long, Frisco's News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Jacob, thank you for that, buddy. We're back at the ice desk. A last look at our current temperature. We've got it right there, just below.
That's about 28, 27
degrees. Going to be a chilly one, guys. You can
I
see it.
know.
Have a great day. We'll see you in about 25 minutes for another local news and weather update.
relax.